Profanity Nation.
Yeah, it's the new era of man for some old school fans with a new school brand. We got money on the mic with the plan in hand. And Stat Pat to his left, they go hand in hand. And to the right, we got Simpster, he putting it down. It's the Profanity Nation, we running the town. Yeah,
It's the Profanity Nation.
Profanity Nation.
Hey, welcome to the show.
We back.
Yo, as you see, it's Money Mike in the house.
We back.
2 weeks in a row.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm just saying it's February.
It's February.
I got my boy Stat Pat over here.
We holding it down.
Somebody's coming on his way. We gonna see what it's gonna be. So let's go. Stat Pat, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. We
How you
holding it
doing?
down, dude.
What you think about that Super Bowl, man? We gotta get into it.
So if you guys can see what I'm wearing, I mean, I'm wearing a Raider sweater, and so I was kind of torn in this. It was kind of like,
Were you part of the truce? You heard about the truce, right?
Yeah, I heard about that truce.
We talked about it last week.
I think I would have been on that if I was living in the Bay Area, only because my division rival is the Chiefs. Now, don't get me wrong. If I was from Oakland, I think it would be totally different because you got to go to work with these guys, right? You got to see them all around, and you don't care anything about Kansas City because you live in the trenches. So, you've been hearing "Bang Bang Niner Gang" for the past 2 weeks. You kind of tired of it, so it would have been a little bit different.
You know what, though? I don't know, man. I actually kind of enjoyed the whole Bang Bang Niner Gang thing. Like 49er fan, I mean, listen, I probably saw every 49er fan out the woodwork, but they did not, annoy me. If Cowboys were in the Super Bowl, I for sure would have been annoyed at how many Cowboy fans, just how they act and how they move. 49er fans are just wearing their stuff on Thursday, Wednesday, during the week.
Yeah.
They were wearing their full jerseys, and the only thing I thought about 49er fans when I was looking at them, on Wednesday, having their jersey on, dang, what they gonna wear to the Super Bowl? Because that's, you know what I mean? That's their jersey, you know what I mean? So you must got some fire, you must got some heat, because they were wearing it like they were going to the game on Wednesday. Or Thursday.
Ready to put me on coach.
On Friday. You know what I'm saying? The game was on Sunday, but you wearing it like they playing it that same day. That was the only thing. But 49 fans didn't bother me. Did they bother you?
No. And going back to what you were saying about the Cowboys, so to case in point, what you was just saying, I have a friend. He's a big time Cowboy fan, and he sent me a text or sent a group text saying that never forget or don't forget that all of these teams are on a Super Bowl drought longer than the Dallas Cowboys. 49ers were in it. Of course, the Raiders were in it. There were some nevers in it, the San Diego Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers. They got some other teams like the Cardinals that never won a Super Bowl. So he's putting this out on Monday. Look, I told him, hey, man, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to get in a contest with you about who's the best loser. You know what I'm saying? Dude, we all suck. Only people that don't suck are the Kansas City Chiefs on a Monday after the Super Bowl, right? Everybody's a loser. If you're not a Super Bowl winner, everybody's a loser. So, that is what the mentality of a Dallas Cowboy fan that will send you some. Right. Oh, sorry about that. Shout out, Frank. I'm sorry about that, homeboy. I had to put you out there.
Hey, man, we got to do
I'm
it.
Sorry about
we got to do it. We literally, look, Cowboy fans are still the most annoying fans. The 49er fans, they didn't bother me. Even after they lost, listen, 49er fans I've talked to, I don't know if you talked to them, they really weren't tripping about the loss. They were a little upset, whatever, but they really weren't they were it was a good game. They felt still proud of their team. They weren't breaking TVs and stuff like that. If Cowboys would have lost like that, TVs would have been broke.
Oh, TV would have been broke. I think people would have bought TVs just to break them. They would have went out to buy more TVs to break them. It would have been that crazy.
Look, and if Purdy was on the team, then they would have wanted to get rid of Purdy.
Oh, dude, it's a fire sale.
Yeah,
anytime everyone's the problem. It's the equipment manager is the fault if the Dallas lose. Everybody's the fault, right? But 49ers, it was a good, hard fought loss. what can you say? You played against the heir apparent. I mean, at this point. So, I mean, you know what it is. We all, at this point in time,
So, let's talk about this coach situation or conversation because it's really interesting to me. I first of all, let me just say, I think narratives in media on who is the best is really based on marketing versus anything else, right? I think people pick one player and they get certain amount of merits and things like that, then they push the narrative out, right? So, right now we know Patrick Mahomes has been in 5 Super Bowls total. He's 3-2.
No, he's 3-1.
Oh, he's 3-1. Okay, 4
3-1.
Super Bowls total. He's 3-1, but they were talking about him. He had to be over 500. So that in order for him to be in a GOAT conversation, and that's what the commentary was. But every time I heard that, I was like, "Hey, this dude's only like 28."
Scary though.
You know what I'm saying?
Scary though.
So even if my question was like, if he lost, he still has an opportunity to run off because look, Kansas City defense has gotten better.
Yes.
Right. Their offense ain't really that great. Pacheco's good, but I mean they got rid of Tyreek Hill and they're still going to the Super Bowl. Tyreek Hill, I don't think they replaced Tyreek Hill with any other receiver better. So they're going to find another diamond in the rough. I think the sky's the limit for Mahomes.
Well, yeah. Well, so when Mahomes won the Super Bowl, he won it early on in his career. So he won it early, and actually he got to the Super Bowl, and played against Brady. So that was already him going toe to toe with the GOAT.
Right.
And the only blemish on his record is losing to the GOAT. So it's like, all right, I'm 3-1, but I'm 3-1, and my 1 is against Brady. So now we're looking at the era of Mahomes, and you got to see who are the quarterbacks that can beat him. Look, we saw already that Lamar Jackson can't beat him. We see that Josh Allen, as much as we want to make Josh Allen that guy, he can't beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that the only person in the AFC that actually can go toe-to-toe with him is Joe Burrow. And he's done it already. Mm-hmm. And he does it consistently. When it's the Bengals against the Chiefs, the Bengals give them all that work. Remember, it was only a personal foul hit out of bounds that saved the Chiefs last year when they got to the Super Bowl against the Bengals. Like, I mean, it's just a razor thin margin between those two teams, or at least when it comes to who can beat Mahomes. Like, when you look at the matchups and you saw Purdy against Mahomes, at this point in time, we do know the situation of football. So we understand when you see on the clock is 1 minute and 38 seconds on the clock with 2 timeouts, and you given that same scenario to Mahomes, it wouldn't have felt the same way if you would have been to Purdy.
Right.
It would have been like, okay, let's see what the kid got. Let's see what he got. Let's see if he can pull it off. When you gave that same scenario to Mahomes, you knew it was curtains. It was over with. It's done. It's like it's this. You might as well go ahead and get the fat lady. She ready to sing, right? It's like that is where we're at, right, when it comes to Mahomes. And now that he's 3-1, he is now playing with house money. Because all he has to do is win, like you said, in the next 3 years, win another Super Bowl. Go 4-1.
Well, if he go back to back to back.
Well, he already went back to back.
No, to back.
Well, three-peat?
If he goes three, if he
well,
does
I mean,
three-peat,
well, and
then
you know what?
that's a different narrative.
And that is the okay.
That's a different narrative.
I'm gonna bring it back. Cause we're gonna talk about it right now. So I'm gonna bring it to that time when the Lakers, and it's a Lakers show, so we gotta talk about it.
Right.
When there was the Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan argument, and what can Kobe do to set himself apart from Jordan? And there was only one thing he can do. Because he couldn't do the three-peat, because Jordan did that twice. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do that. He had to go four-peat. It was the only way there was going to be that little feather in his cap to be like, yeah, I got something you don't. A four-peat. So We're doing the same thing, but now in Super Bowls, it's just a little bit harder to win championships. So if Mahomes do go three-peat, he has more of an argument to say that, look, man, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm still winning. Now, of course, I'm a Raider fan. I can't see that because I don't want to live in a world. I already lived
right
post-Tuck rule with Brady and saw that thing materialize. Now I got to live with his heir apparent in my division. And I already dealt with Elway. You know what I'm saying? I've been dealing with all this. Raider fan, I'm dealing with all these great quarterbacks. You know, so I don't want to see it. But, I mean, until you whoop on them, until you smack them in the mouth, until you beat them down, bro, they're going to be the favorites next year.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what's interesting about that? The odds have already come out, and they have the 49ers as the favorite. And then KC is, like, right behind them. But they have the 49ers.
So why do we do this?
Huh?
Why do we do this? What? We already talked about Jordan off air.
Right.
And we talked about Kobe. We talked about fear factor.
Right.
We talking about, giving us people extra fuel. Why do we do that? Why they've been on the we're not getting respected the whole way this offseason. So what we gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and on their parade say, guess what? Next year y'all ain't supposed to win next year. Oh, okay. So you're gonna give them more motivation just to go ahead and prove who wrong. Vegas, stop doing that. You gotta stop doing that. Look, man, give us a chance. You can't keep just making them the underdogs. You got to give them the favorite because the underdog stuff don't work.
Please give Kansas City the favorite.
They got to be the favorite.
Well, listen,
with a bullet.
So look, we're gonna talk about. We got to go into some Lakers stuff, So definitely, but man, listen. First of all, there was a whole lot of conspiracies out there. We gotta talk about it because everybody know. I don't know if you heard about. I think I said it to you, Sat Pat. Like,
the 13.
The 13. Taylor Swift is there to 13 hours, approximately 13 hours to fly back. They 5 and 8 is 13. 2 and 11 is 13. 5 and 8 is the 58th Super Bowl. 2 and 11 is the date that it was played on the 13th. We counted. Now look. We counted every time they played Taylor Swift. For the record, they said it was 12 times, but we counted 13 times that they played Taylor Swift. They showed Taylor Swift, but the 13th time was right after they won. So maybe that's why they with the time off the clock. So there's is there anything? Okay, first let me just say this. Let me preface this like this. There are a whole lot of stuff with the internet that talks about basketball, baseball, football, about everything being rigged and everything being scripted. And I really hate that narrative because I really like sports.
Me too.
Right. And I really enjoy what's going on. And they keep they'll show a missed tackle and stuff that seems very blatant. Do you believe that any part of this is scripted, or are you refusing to believe it is because you really enjoy the game?
I really enjoy the game. I enjoy the game. I don't think it's a big automatic script. Do I think people are fallible? Do I think people can be compromised and can they make bad calls because they've been paid? I mean, do I believe that? That can happen. But we're talking about a whole system-wide, everyone's in on it. Everyone is in on it. Like, it would be all the teams will be on it.
Yeah.
It's like, for all the Star Wars fans out there, it's like the Phantom Menace, right? You got Darth Sidious basically in the background working his magic, and everyone is unbeknownst to everybody else that he's actually controlling everything from the beginning to the end, right? Are we saying that's what's happening with the NFL? No, we're not. I don't think that's happening. And especially when we're going to the point where we're looking at everything. Remember, it was the colors.
Yeah. But I think they tried to debunk that.
After that colors got debunked, we had to go through the other one, right? We had to see the Taylor Swift thing. And it's like, all right, Taylor Swift was there.
But here's the problem with that. Do you know that this is the most watched Super Bowl ever?
Yes.
138 million.
It was crazy.
Right. You know what I mean? Out of all the Super Bowls we have watched, they got the record. And you know what's so crazy is there's a narrative out there that this is bringing. Did you hear daughters and dads together? Did you? They're. I was watching a news story and they were talking about how that because Taylor Swift is there that now that daughters want to sit there with their dads and watch the game. So this is bringing dad and daughter together more than Kobe just being a girl dad. I'm like, isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, I mean, because it's like at the end of the day, it's kind of like when a dad is introducing sports to his children, sometimes the daughter is the firstborn.
Yeah.
And you can't do all that. What you what you think you can't do with the daughter, what you wanted to do with the son, kind of like live vicariously through him.
Yeah.
Kind of, I'm gonna build you up. I'm gonna do all the, and I mean, like a girl, but the girl is actually sitting there with her dad, looking at all the ins and outs and being attentive and all that stuff. There's no. What happened to that? That's been that. There's been. I mean,
it was way before.
Come on, we've been girl dads. We've been getting our girls. All the women referees. You don't think they were influenced by their dads?
Right.
That was making them. They're in man spaces. Of course, they're comfortable around men. Like that's because. And not because they on their own, they just wanted to go ahead and do it. It was influenced by someone. I mean, not always, but at least you can say 90% of the time you could.
Right.
I mean, some arbitrary number. I'm just throwing out arbitrary numbers at this point, but I'm just saying that you got to say most of the time when women are in spaces, especially when it comes to like men's sports, there had to be some male influence, and so you don't need a Taylor Swift to go ahead and get a girl interested in football all of a sudden. My daughter still don't know about the damn 3-4 defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Taylor Swift there, she still don't know about, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's a cover two?
That's true.
She still don't know what's the in the flats.
Right.
She don't know what that is.
She still don't know what's
She still don't know that.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about all of a sudden? I mean, my girl, dude, I got my girl ice cream after the Super Bowl. Like, you know what I'm saying? They didn't bring us together. We were gonna get ice cream regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, it's a little ridiculous.
Because she knew to be quiet during the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah. So all right, hey, you know what? We're gonna go to break. I got a couple more things we'll talk about Super Bowl. Then we gotta get into the Lakers. Hey, we're gonna be back right after these messages.
Hey everyone, I'm Neko Gumike with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infanity Television.
Profanity Nation.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gwimike, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Shout out Infanity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
Hey, what up? What up? Hey, put the camera on me right quick. So, yo, I'm still here. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? We did a switcheroo. I'm in a different site. Hey, my man Sifter is back. He's hosting, and we got Beeve up in the house. So, hey, how we doing, Jeff?
All right, man.
Simpson.
How we doing? Where did we get going? How did we get started?
Man, listen. I gotta catch you up. We were talking about the Super Bowl. Is there everything a conspiracy? All those types of things. The 13, the Taylor Swift.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
But look, hey, let's get into. I want to talk a little bit more about the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Personally, I want to talk about were we impressed with Usher? You know, the halftime thing.
Let's go at it.
Yeah, what do you think, B?
What do you think about Usher? Start with Usher and the halftime show.
I would say Usher halftime show was definitely something that brought a lot of generations together. Due to the simple fact, it actually grabbed my attention, and I know Rihanna stands is gonna be mad, but more than Rihanna, because Usher was giving you hits after hits after hits. He even took you back to the early 2000s when Jermaine Dupri and Ludacris and all them was in that era and stuff like that. So it was just fun to see, and then like I said, it also gets you ready for his upcoming concert. So if you like the 15 minutes that you was getting, imagine if you at the concert what you finna get and stuff like that. So I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I had the benefit of seeing him in Vegas at his Vegas residency. So he brought out a lot of the same stuff. He does the roller skating and everything in Vegas. So of course, this was in Vegas, so it wasn't a difficult move for him. Yeah, exactly. But I thought he did good. I read a lot of negative reviews, but there's always the commenters out there. I didn't think it was bad. Alicia's great. If Justin Bieber doesn't want to take part, you can't force the guy. If he doesn't want to be in that anymore, he doesn't want to be in it. So I didn't think it was bad. What did you think, Mike?
No, hey, I thought it was good. Overall, I mean, listen, I don't know about y'all, but my favorite Super Bowl halftime performance of all time is Michael Jackson.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I mean, listen. I mean, that's mine.
You're wrong.
I will say this though.
What's yours?
This is the one I'm getting ready for. The Super Bowl next year is in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
It's only one person that's supposed to grace that stage in New Orleans.
Who?
Lil Wayne. That's all I want to see on that stage. As soon as I hear that lighter flicker, that's all I need. That's all. Because you got to think about it. Lil Wayne, Hot Boys, all them. That's all I need to see coming out of New Orleans is Lil Wayne.
No, if you guys are missing it.
If they put anybody else on that stage, I don't want to.
So you want you think Lil Wayne is going to do the Super Bowl? What about Master P?
He already said he wants to.
It's the appropriate thing.
Lil Wayne will do it.
It's the appropriate thing.
What about Master P?
He could. It's the appropriate thing.
Now,
what's your favorite Super Bowl?
Favorite Super Bowl
performance.
You said which one? Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, man. He had the whole.
That was desperation.
What do you mean desperation?
How was desperation?
He had the whole stadium holding hands.
No, that's okay. Michael was okay, but that was straight. You know what that whole thing was, right?
Well, I mean, we know that was during the war and all that type of stuff.
No. You know what led up to the NFL bringing Michael Jackson on for the halftime show? No. Okay. The year before that, Fox decided they were going to have a little bit of fun, and they decided during the halftime in the NFL of the Super Bowl, they were going to air a live episode of In Living Color, and it friggin' blew the NFL out of the water for halftime. They took 20 million viewers from the NFL. The very next year,
I remember that.
The King of Pop.
That's what started.
The very next year,
In Living Color.
In Living Color,
halftime performance was the best one.
Well, it took it away from Fox stole all the viewers during halftime, and then people went back. It was brilliant.
Yeah, blame the Keenan Allen Wayans for the reason why we have concerts at halftime.
The big concerts, exactly.
Yeah.
Now
you know what? I'm impressed, man. You knew I knew that, but you knew that.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
But I just don't see how you can top Prince. Halftime performance, Purple Rain, In the Rain, high heels. 9 inches, whatever he had on, and all those dances. I just don't see. I just don't see.
I rock with the Prince.
How you can top
I'll
that,
put
or
Prince
anyone could get better, more iconic than that. The rain coming down. I mean,
a personal story. I actually seen Prince. I spent time in Minnesota. Prince would just show up randomly and throw random concerts at Fifth Ave, just randomly. We'll get a call, we'll show up, and here he's on stage, a bunch of panties on stage, and he up there doing his thing. So. Yeah, Prince Super Bowl is one of my favorites. Then goes Michael, and then after that, it just kind of flutters back and forth.
Yeah,
I even like the West Coast one too, with Snoop and Dre and all them.
Yeah, I mean that was dope. I worked that one, so that was a great experience for me. I mean, look, when Black Eyed Peas did theirs, I like Black Eyed Peas when they did. Katie actually wasn't that bad either. I like Katie because
Yeah.
Hey,
she's a weirdo, man. I've seen her Vegas show too. That's a weird show.
That
is. If y'all ain't seen the Katy Perry show in Vegas, I think it's at Resort World. Wow, that is a weird.
Beyonce's was cool.
Yeah, Beyonce was cool.
I like the Weeknd personally.
Speaking of Beyonce though, so Beyonce,
I already know where you going.
Okay,
I already know where you going.
So I don't know if you heard about this. Beyonce dropped new music. I realized that after the third commercial that she was dropping new music.
She said it in the commercial. She said drop it, and nobody paid attention. But
but after the third time it came on, I'm saying, okay, Beyonce dropping new music. What I did not realize was that she dropped a country album.
Not yet. It's on its way.
She dropped a country album. But did you hear what happened in Oklahoma?
Yes, I did.
In Oklahoma, somebody called and requested Beyonce's country song on the country radio station, and they refused to play it.
Is it out now?
Yeah. Texas Hold'em and 16 carriages.
Is it truly country?
It's truly country.
It's
Texas Hold'em because you got to think though, what is defined as truly country, right? Are you going off the person's tone and accent, or are you going off what the instruments is actually providing? What the instruments is actually providing in Texas Hold'em is a country song. Now, the where they bumping heads at is because she's been an R&B/pop singer, but with this album release, she did Act 1, which was dedicated to a family member. That's why it was that house music and type of feel and things like that, because I think it was her uncle. He was the one that used to do her dresses, and he was from the LGBTQ TQ community, all that. But that was an album dedicated to him. That's why you have all that house music, all that, and even the performance. You see everybody on stage and stuff like that. This one is straight Texas, like Texas country, because country influenced her before she was with Destiny Child and stuff like that. But this is the fallout. Country radio stations is don't want to play her because they don't consider it actual country. They consider her as a pop star, just doing different songs.
I'll play devil's advocate here and say, okay. However, nowadays there's no the line between pop and country is so blurred that you can't really take that as an excuse anymore as to not to. I mean, look, what is it, Lil Nas?
But you got,
right?
Again,
it got country.
It goes back to what I said before. Do you go country based on what the person sounds like, or do you go country based on the instruments? Because Old Town Road was a sample, right?
Where's he
also
from?
had the ukulele and everything like
Where's
that.
he from?
Who, Lil Nas X?
Yeah.
I can't recall.
Yeah, I think it goes more than that. I think it goes more into where you're from, as opposed to any of that.
She's
I think
from Texas.
Then it should apply. I think if you're coming from New York City, they might have a problem with that. But
y'all go off what influenced you.
Yeah, because wasn't Taylor Swift considered to be country before?
She dropped a country album with no
right,
regard.
And then
but then she floated over to pop.
Right.
Like you got some.
So
people,
we can't. So
you can't.
There's the issue. Why can't we do that? Don't go the other way.
Are there any?
There are
black female country stars.
Yeah. She sang the national anthem last year.
Yeah.
What's her name? Marlon. Oh my gosh, can't think of her name right now.
You can also technically you can also say the song "Fast Car" is country.
Yeah.
No.
It's considered country.
It is now, just because the dude remade it, and it's the same song it was. Just now, see, that's the question right there. Okay, so that puts it to the test. If it's country now, why wasn't it on the country hits 30 years ago when it was up? Because it ain't country. It's now you just have a country.
But that's up to the
discretion.
That's up to the discretion of the people.
But you asked. You said, is it an instrument? Is it the twangy voice? I guess it's the twangy voice, because it's the dude who took the same exact song, but he's got the twangy voice, and that made it country.
No, I say you have to be able to judge it either from the voice or from the instruments. Now, looking at her instruments, right, the way she's going ahead and stringing that song out,
she's folk.
She's folk. So folk is considered a part of what? Country.
So
it stems from country like country and folk, because then you could go with
bluegrass country.
That's what I'm saying, bluegrass. So
it all stems from.
So wait, I usually say like.
Well, let's ask this question. Yeah. Let's ask this question. Let's call it spade a spade.
Yeah, go ahead.
If Taylor Swift would have made Texas Hold'em sounding exactly like it was, but it was by Taylor Swift with an Oklahoma station and played the song.
Yes, and I remember.
So if we're gonna call it spade a spade, the only reason why,
of course,
they're not playing that song or refusing is
let's
because
just also acknowledge that
is because it's Beyonce.
Probably 50,000 radio stations in the United States at least. And I mean, the reason why we're talking about this one is not because it's maybe the only one, but because it's probably a little bit more of an isolated situation, or not.
Yeah, just
I think
I just say so. It begins.
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see if it's really isolated.
I feel like she's gonna get love.
And is it real?
In Texas, it is real.
Oh, it's real.
It's real.
It really happened.
They don't consider it country.
Yeah, it really happened.
Because if you listen to the song, right, of course the instruments and everything she's giving you is the country feel, right? Is her voice country? No, it's more like she's singing.
But
right?
that's her voice. It should be singing her voice.
That's what I'm saying. But now this is where it boils down to, because artists have the freedom to necessarily cross genres at any time, any place. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you can consider Prince as what rhythm and R&B, but then Prince, but then
rock.
But I'm saying you see how he's bouncing around multiple genres. So you can't put someone in a box and say, okay, you're strictly R&B.
No,
and she's literally doing that with this rollout of the different acts.
Yeah, but see, that's not what they're doing. They're just saying, but you're not country. They're saying you can be anything but country.
Right.
And I don't know. I think that if it's more where you're from and where your heart is. If
look, I think at the end of the day, you know, without getting too deep in it, because you know, it's we're a sports show. Yeah. You know, we have allowed every ethnicity into hip hop. So I think they should allow us into their genre of music.
Shit, country is really our genre.
I mean, 100%. Yeah, but that's.
I just want to let us in. I was already there.
We gonna lay that out.
We gonna stop. I was already there. I stepped back for a minute. You know.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's cool.
We gonna lay it out like that, man.
It's all good.
Hey, so look, I mean, I want to talk about D Witty. You know, coming to the Lakers. You know, first of all. I think actually I love it. I love that Dinwiddie's coming to the Lakers.
I love the trade.
But I'm gonna tell you what I don't. I'm gonna tell you what I don't love. I'm gonna tell you what I don't love. The minute that we got this dude, Darvin Ham said we're about to go to a 3-guard lineup.
Wow,
dog.
Damn.
What?
Again.
So now I'm mad that we got Dinwiddie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He falls right into what we hate about Darvin Ham.
Like we was doing with Dennis Schroeder.
like. You know, I mean, because you know, we've talked about this, you know, numerous times. We was like, hey, we gotta get these guards off the team so that way he won't play them.
Yeah.
And
immediately, his success was always forced. It was despite because of injuries and such.
So now immediately we get Dinwiddie and Darvin Ham announces he wants to go to a 3-guard lineup. I mean, I think that's horrible.
I feel bad.
Yeah,
I really feel bad.
Why do you feel bad?
Because, goddamn, y'all didn't learn y'all lesson from the first go-around when y'all trying to go 3-guard lineup. And he's doing it again. It's like he's doing it again.
Okay,
he's taking that knife and keeps turning it.
He's committed.
Who is y'all?
He's committed to his friggin'
but who is
his role? He is like, nah, guys, I have something to prove. I just didn't have the right manpower. I didn't have the right team to make that 3-guard lineup work.
Twisted it. He keeps if I was a Laker fan, I'd be ready to get Darvin Ham the hell out of here.
That's why I was like, who is y'all? Because did I realize? Yes, I realized that don't work. Right? So why are we even thinking about talking about doing that? It makes no sense at all.
Well, we're not.
Yeah.
He is.
So Darvin Ham, please don't.
Yeah, that's one thing we're not going to be able to control is what he does with this team.
Just pray.
And the Lakers are obviously committed to him through the end of the season at the very minimum, if not longer. I don't know that we're too worried right now, honestly, guys. From a Clippers fan point of view, yes, Laker fans always want to win. We always want championships. However, do we really think this is the team? Maybe. Do we really think he is the coach? We don't. So are we in a huge rush to get him out of here until we settle this whole LeBron thing? until LeBron's finally retired, moved on, or whatever he's going to do. Then it's kind of time to say, okay, let's get the right coach in here. Let's build. Let's do what we got to do. Am I wrong there? Should we just sit back in coast mode? Don't you think maybe there's a little bit that Pelinka's doing that and going, why would we bring – let's just say we had this great coach. Not that he's out there, but let's just say they have a great assistant coach that they want to target. Why would they bring him in and taint him with the LeBron stuff if they feel they're a year away from him being gone? Because LeBron is a coach killer. We know this. Now, he may not do it on purpose, but just his style of play, the coach is not going to have any say with this team. Why not ride it out with Ham until and when LeBron leaves, so does Ham, and we call it a day. Thoughts?
So,
I mean, look, I'm okay with that. I mean, I kind of want both of them to get out of town because, I mean, they're just totally disrupting. And I hate to have to say that, you know, because I really like Darvin Ham. I love the philosophy behind it, but there definitely is in this season what I've seen and what I've been preaching or saying over and over and over again. It's all about the mood of LeBron on how they're going to play, and I hate that. And I think Darvin probably is the one that allows those things to happen, right? Because I mean, when I'm watching the press conference about, you know, they're talking about how they got to figure it out, and I don't understand how it was some. I just feel like the tournament.
You had it
figured out.
You had it right
So
there.
I'm trying to figure out how are you after the tournament trying to figure it out.
We told you. Remember we talked about this last episode, right?
Right.
The reason why they figured it out is because the in-season tournament was something brand new, right? It was something that LeBron James can add into his acclimates that I was the first to win the in-season tournament. Now, since he won it, what else I got to prove?
Right, because see,
he won it. He won it, and the roller coaster just went straight downhill.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's really what I don't understand. So you know, so for me, it's the narrative that's been said after they are losing games that they shouldn't be losing, and then look, they freaking turn around without LeBron and AD. They whoop on Boston. Boston's number one seed.
See, that's the question. That's the question. That brings up the point right there. Was that a fluke, or was that Darvin Ham outside of the clutch system?
Bingo. You said it. Darvin Ham outside the clutch system. Because I feel, and this is just me, right? I feel like Darvin Ham hasn't got a fair shake because you're catering hands and feet to one star. It's not Anthony Davis. You're catering to LeBron James. So you never really get to see the whole philosophy like you painted of Darvin Ham until LeBron is gone. That's why I feel like Darvin Ham should have took another job instead of Lakers' job, because then you would have been able to see what Darvin Ham could do. But being a rookie coach coming in right away, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Hey, so let's talk about, since we have a Clipper fan over here, let's talk about this injury. You know, this injury with Kawhi. You know,
all right, let's go ahead. Okay, so Beef.
So break that down for us.
Can we bring this in right? Can we bring this in right?
Yeah,
Okay. Introducing. No, okay. So we got Beef here. Beef, host of Full Clip, coming this Thursday. Clippers Unleashed. That is a new show coming this Thursday. We're filming our first episode.
Yep.
We're going to break down everything's Clippers. Now, you've been at every single home game this season.
That's correct.
Every single press conference, everything going on. You've seen the wild ride, the James Harden trade.
Yep.
You've seen the dip.
Mm-hmm.
You've been patient. You've watched Tyronn Lue take that talent and adjust the team around it, right? And now they're succeeding, but they've hit another stumbling block. What do you think? Fill us in, please.
So most recently, Kawhi has been diagnosed with a sprain. I was called like a sprained knee or something like that. Grade 1 is probably like 2 weeks tops. Grade 3, worst of the worst, is surgery. And then grade 2 is 3 to 6 weeks. So if we're looking at this Clipper team, do they have enough to still compete for the regular season? The answer is yes. Because, again, you had, PG, James Harden, Russell, and Kawhi. One of your stars is down. You still got 3 stars. Even though people say Russ is not one. Russ can do a few things. Russ can keep you in a game, or he can shoot you out of a game, or turn you over in a game. So the Clippers did what they're supposed to do. They didn't BS, and they ran to the front of the pack. They did run into the Timberwolves, who I would say this is 2000 basketball with the 2 big man philosophy that you probably didn't think about seeing for a long time. The Cleveland Cavaliers also do it too. But we're going to see. We're going to see how this Clipper team does. just looking at the press conference, and I'll say this over and over again, is defense. Defense is going to set that team free.
Tell us what happened. Fill us in a little bit more on the game if you didn't catch the game between the Clippers and the Timberwolves. Now, of course, Timberwolves have Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
They have Gobert.
Yep.
And then they have Ant-Man.
Yep, and they also have Nas Reed. In the third quarter, it was a 40-19 run.
So up until then, it was close?
It was close. It was close.
Okay.
The Clippers actually went into halftime with the lead. There was necessarily a statement said that, Rudy Gobert started cussing at everybody in the locker room and shit like that. But I just feel this. I'm just going to put it out there on the floor. The Timberwolves is front running right now. They're talking shit. They've been talking shit. They keep calling the Clippers old and things like that. But you have to remember, if you're looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves team, how many people have been in the playoffs on that team?
Gobert, probably. That's it.
And Mike Conley.
Yeah.
That's it. That you got them, number one. Number two is us. Number three is OKC with no playoff experience. All your front-running teams are young, energetic teams. When it comes time for that half-court game, they keep yelling they old, they don't know what to do, they're going to get their ass locked up. I mean, jail cell locked up. Because you got to remember, Ant been in a few playoffs, like the play-in and stuff like that, but a true grinded-out type of thing.
Who coaches Minnesota? Do we know?
It was the Raptors coach. I forgot. It was an assistant. Not Nick Nurse. It was an assistant.
Okay. Because playoffs, we know it's going to come down to coaching
adjustments,
and we know you're comfortable with your coach being Ty Lue.
Yeah.
However, Clippers they have that record that they have to still contend with in the playoffs, which just is a failing record when they should get it done despite having the team. So rightfully so, most of the media will discuss that, yeah, you're looking great, but we're not going to crown them anything until they prove such.
I would just say this. It's not really like, and this is just me, not being a Clipper fan, just being a sports enthusiast overall. I never consider a team, if you catch my drift, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can care less if you have all these stars and stuff like that. It's about how when the lights get bright, you're playing this team 4 to 5 times back to back to back. What is your adjustments going into that? That's all I care about, because you have seen it proven. Let's go back to the Utah Jazz and We Believe Warriors team.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors should not have won that round at all. But what happened? They made the proper adjustments and outplayed, Williams and Kalinko. It's been proven multiple times when top seeds lose in the playoffs because they just simply get outmastered class with the coaches. Because now we're not playing checkers no more.
Nope.
We're actually playing chess.
Yep.
So once you see, we're going to see how Ty Lue does this, because, like I said, right now they're talking big shit. And everybody's like, oh, it's Clippers. And I would say this, too. Clipper fans need to calm their ass down on Twitter. They be talking too raspy for me. But we're going to see how this chess mouse take place, because I actually seen something last night that if Ty Lue, if I know Ty Lue, how Ty Lue is, he's going to exploit it.
Okay. We have, I think, one game for the Clippers left before they take the All-Star break, which is coming up this next weekend, of course, NBA All-Star. What is currently as it stands, Kawhi coming back in a week or two, let's just assume. What's a successful season for these Clippers? Where's that over-under for successful and failure for you right now as a fan?
Right now as a fan, I do want to see them make the NBA championship.
Okay.
Why? Because it'd be fun to take that into a dome. You get your own dome, you get your own stadium. That would be something to be
the
good.
Lakers opened a Staples Center with a banner.
Yeah, it can be done.
But that was the first year they played in Staples, not at a different arena. Bring it over.
It's fine.
Okay, so if they don't make it to the finals, it's bust.
No, it's not.
No, well, what's bust?
I don't consider nothing bust.
What if they don't make it to the playoffs?
Oh no, it's not gonna happen. They're gonna.
What if they get busted in the first round?
Well, shit, they get busted. That's a bad chess match by Ty Lue. I don't.
But what's a bust? What's a bad?
So
season?
I don't grade it as a bust.
Can I interject?
Sure,
what B's saying is they're used to losing, so anything they get
no,
better.
it's not really, because you can look at right now what the Lakers season look like with them winning the in-season tournament and being pitiful right now is a bust. But I don't grade teams off of oh, because they didn't get to the
Well,
Western
he's
Conference.
a
is
Clipper
bust.
fan, so he's used to it.
Not even. I'm a Philly fan too, and that's on the football spectrum. And I consider. I
don't know what happened to Philly. I feel like the second half of Philly.
There's always there's an over and under. There's a bust line. There's a no. If they don't at least do this, I'm disappointed. Now we're saying if they're healthy,
this is what has to be. This is what I will say.
And if not, then there's no expectations as a fan.
This is what
because if you go off the point with saying if they're healthy, then that's the bust. Because if someone is unhealthy, it automatically busts.
Yeah, but that's not a biggie. But if they're healthy and they don't get it done.
Well, that's a big if. That's what we're saying with if. Like, I always sit there and watch it. But if, like, right now, Kawhi's hurt. Kawhi disappears and doesn't come back, then here we go again with the actual bust because he busted before we even got to the playoffs.
That's actually a great question, too, is how would you feel about that if he's out again? Just another season.
He got free money again.
He used to it.
He used to. That's
well, this is what I would say. This is what I would say as a Laker fan, man. Like,
there's no reason to think that now.
I absolutely only see me being okay with the Clippers winning a championship. There's only one scenario that I say is okay for the Clippers to ever win a championship.
If they move out of Los Angeles.
If they beat the Celtics. That's the only time. So other than that, I never ever want you guys to even sniff a championship. I'm just talking as Laker fans because I want you guys to be little brother, and you always will be, and you guys just never made it. But if the best of both worlds for you to be happy about winning the championship and me being okay is if you guys beat the Celtics. That's the only scenario that in my mind that I think it's okay for the Celtics to win the championship.
Would you be happy to lose to the Celtics just so the Celtics can have one over the Lakers?
No. Nah,
that's that question. That's a stupid question.
Nah, that's not a stupid question. But I know Laker fans were probably rubbing their hands like, "Yeah, let's go Clippers."
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like that's the only way as a Laker fan that I can say I could be cool with Clippers winning the championship. It's just because it literally is the lesser of two evils, and we hate the Celtics more than we hate the Clippers.
Yeah,
right?
You can't possibly hate another team more than the Celtics if you're a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
All right. No question about it, guys. Okay, so like I said, we're getting into the All-Star game, so a nice little break for NBA fans. So we get to kind of take assessment of your team, give your guys some breaks, especially if they're not playing in the game, and then get back to business. So next week we'll kind of reassess what happened in the All-Star game and kind of take it from there. Spring training is getting close now. Everyone's starting to talk about baseball again already. It's so quick. Everyone's like, "Oh, Super Bowl's over. Let's talk about baseball." It's that quick. It really is, guys. So Dodgers are exciting. Angels are out there.
I'll tell you what's not exciting about Dodgers.
What's that?
$110 ticket prices.
Oh, they went up already?
Man, listen.
It's 110.
Yeah, 110.
For what part?
Like it does. It doesn't mean it. Normally, like my wife loves Hello Kitty, so I always try to get the Hello Kitty game. Normally, that's literally and the Hello Kitty game, just so you guys know, is a special ticket that you have to go to Dodgers.com to get.
I do not understand that one.
Right.
By the way.
So it's a special ticket you get when they hand off the little Hello Kitty. You can't go to StubHub and get that Hello Kitty thing. And we always go on Hello Kitty night, like we always go on Laker night, same thing. Usually their levels to the ticket based on your seat, and it normally starts around $55 to maybe around $200. They're starting at $110 now.
Oh, the Dodgers gotta get their money back.
Yeah, they're starting at $110. So it's already, and that's not even.
What's the Dodger dog cost now?
Man, listen, that Dodger dog, I know it went up another $1.50.
And it got smaller.
Yeah, right. So
it got smaller, and the Dodger dog went up. You know what? But I made it. I hadn't been to Dodger Stadium in quite a few years, and I went there last year, and they did a great job with that outfield pavilion.
You mean the all you can eat?
No, not that.
Oh yeah,
but that whole area.
Oh yeah. Over there is good.
With the restaurants, and the bars.
I like the bar area. Yes, the all you can eat area.
No,
it's the.
Have you guys sat in the home run seats?
Nah, I haven't.
Yeah. I've done a long time ago.
Okay, those
No,
are fun.
yeah.
Those are fun. It's just right on the fence line of the outfield right there in the same area. But yeah, because that area out there used to be just avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
You do not bring your kids because it was the beer and those were where all the loud kind of angry fans, right?
Yeah.
You would not bring your kids out there. Now it's a nice area somewhat, and it's a cool place to hang out. So they've done a good job out there. They're still talking about the gondola going up there. So
you know what's so crazy about that? You know who runs
McCourt.
McCourt. So McCourt literally he still owns the
parking lot.
The parking lot. He gets money off of that every time, and now he has the gondola that they're trying to get. Like Frank McCourt is.
He gonna get that
It's
money.
like he's a genius. Dude.
He just keeps his toe in the door.
Yeah.
And just enough to keep making money.
Did y'all see the video of Shohei Ohtani at batting practice?
Yeah, he had like 10 home runs.
Bomb City.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun.
Even the picture that came.
But listen, it's World Series a bust, though. I'll tell you that. And listen,
it's always World Series a bust for the LA professionals.
I'm telling you what I'm gonna tell you what I'm mad about.
Man.
I'm mad that Kershaw re-signed. Like
Kershaw want that ring.
This would have been a perfect time for Kershaw to go to Texas.
He just needs to join the pitching staff.
No, listen, Kershaw
Just be coach.
Kershaw needs to go to Texas. I mean, they won the World Series last year. He's from Texas. Hey man, hey dog, go to Texas. I mean, be a Ranger.
He bleed blue, man. But so he.
Oh man, dude,
he gonna get it with the
I
Dodgers.
don't want that dude nowhere near.
And every year we bleed Kershaw, guys.
No, Kershaw.
That's Roberts.
Does nothing for me.
Yeah,
that's Roberts.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But maybe we can make up for it this time, or in the next couple of years with Ohtani. All right, guys. So every episode we end with a segment we call Money Mike's Out of Bounds. It's really simple. Money Mike's going to share his thoughts or opinions on a topic, and he wants to know if those thoughts are in bounds or out of bounds.
I've never
Money
done
Mike.
I've never look. I've never 100% done this before, and I probably actually will never do it again. I'm actually going to put myself out of bounds.
Okay. Damn.
Right. And, I'm doing it, as a pun, donkey on day with Charlamagne the God. Sometimes he has to make himself the donkey of the day. And I am putting myself out of bounds because I had no faith in the celebrities and the stars in Vegas. Right. I put a bet out and a couple of weeks ago, I did an out of bounds over plus or minus 5 on how many people were going to get in trouble during Super Bowl weekend. And I was out of bounds because I think I only heard about one incident, and it did not happen during the weekend.
Before.
There was 0 incidents of anybody getting in trouble, ran over, shot, killed, beat up. I said that the celebrities were not act right, during the Super Bowl weekend in Vegas, and it looks like they all made it out of the Super Bowl weekend. So I'm out of bounds for putting the prop bet up. Do you guys agree with me being out of bounds for putting that prop bet up?
You got one. Kanye did get in. He got kicked out the Super Bowl.
That's hilarious, though. Do you hear why, though?
Taylor Swift kicked him out.
Did you heard about that?
No.
So Kanye West, see, I love Petty and Petty.
Well, yeah.
So
and he ran up on stage for.
So Kanye West got seats in front of Taylor Swift
at the Super Bowl,
and Taylor Swift got Kanye West kicked out because the seats were ahead. But that's not he didn't get in trouble. Why did somebody
he get kicked out? What did he do?
Because he got tickets. He got tickets in front of him. He got tickets in front of him.
And he left.
And Taylor got him removed.
Got him removed.
Or relocated.
No, removed.
He got him removed. Taylor Swift got him removed from the Super Bowl because he purchased seats ahead of. That's how much power Taylor Swift has. I see your frown. That's how much power Taylor Swift has.
I'm just wondering what her right to do that was.
She probably felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, but if he didn't do anything wrong, and I'm wondering why Kanye
Taylor
didn't
Swift.
blow it up.
Hey, listen. All Kanye got to do is take a deep breath next to Taylor Swift. She gonna be like, "This shit is not right."
Yeah. But listen, so am I out of bounds for not having faith from our celebrities?
You're inbound.
You're inbound.
Yeah.
For being out of bounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
because I said that I went under.
Yeah. You went under. You weren't here. Stat Pat went under.
Yeah. But I don't necessarily think those things didn't happen. If you remember, my theory was they'll happen. But it won't get out of Vegas because they'll want to hide that just to save the reputation.
But I just knew somebody was going to get arrested.
I will tell you this. not from a star standpoint, but from like a common folk standpoint, it was a bunch of arrests going on. Like 24/7.
Yeah, but I mean, I just knew that it was just going to be some knucklehead
like a fight
situations going on.
I mean, you can't even drive in Vegas during the Super Bowl.
And I'm sorry, celebrities, A-list, B-list,
Which one
C-list
particularly? Are you sorry to?
That all of them behaved.
There's one of them that you were sure was gonna just be arrested or something. Which one was that one? I'm just kidding. Don't get in trouble.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
I'm trying to get you the name.
What did I say? I'm getting
He's
old.
actually thinking about it. I know.
He was sitting here like,
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. The Profanity Nation podcast, of course, on infanitytv.com and all podcast platforms. Here every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Don't miss it. Join in. Thanks, B, for joining us this week. We appreciate it. Pat, who took off early.
Welcome back, Simster.
Yeah, for half the show. I appreciate it. Dwan, our producer, we appreciate it. All our sponsors, take care of them. Show them some love. Peace. We out.
Peace.